Blizzard, what are you doing? Today they released their developer update that they previously told us about, where everyone thought they were going to add hero bans, and Blizzard quickly shot it down. They were like, no, we're not adding hero bans. We've got a different system in the works. And we're like, oh, I wonder what that means. That's kind of vague. But today we found out what that system is. And I got to tell you, it might just be worse than hero bans.
We have something that I think is really cool and really exciting in the pipe and in the works that will be coming soon to Overwatch, which is called the experimental card. So we have our main play cards, as you know, there's quick play, competitive, the game browser, which we call our main play cards. Every now and then, coming in the future, you will see a card pop up that says experimental. This experimental card will be some number of changes. They might be related to hero balance, they might be related to other things. You know, we could be testing changes to the way one of our game modes work, like the control game mode and how it works in competitive. It doesn't have to be balance related, but the experimental card will come up every now and then when we want to test something. And it will give all players of Overwatch, not just players who want to go to the PTR, but all players, including console players, will be able to use the experimental card to test changes out that we're trying as a development team. The really cool thing about the experimental card is because it is in the main game of Overwatch and not some separate public test realm, is that you'll still be leveling up your Overwatch account. You'll still get rewards.
So this is cool. This is something that I actually believe that more games should do. You know, they give you a way to test out potential future updates. Like, hey guys, do you like this? Do you not like it? Do you want us to remove it? How do you feel about it? Just give us some opinions on it so that way we know what to do with it. And yes, that's essentially the same thing as the PTR. However, the PTR is in a separate client, obviously, and having this experimental feature is literally just on a card. On the main menu, that's way easier. They say they want to test out more actual balance changes as well and stuff like that, gameplay changes, more so compared to PTR. It's a bit different, so they want to focus more on that. But also, it's just more accessible. You know, it's right there in front of you. It's like you open up Overwatch and you see it right in front of you. You're like, oh, well, yeah, let me click it because I want to see what these changes are, and it's right there in front of you. So this is smart, okay? They're also letting you level up your normal account like regularly, so you don't have to have two separate accounts for PTR and regulars. So this is cool. I approve. I like this, Blizzard.
Coming with Season 21, we will be introducing to competitive only. This will not affect quick play. It will not affect any of the arcade modes. We will be introducing hero pools. Like we have map pools, what hero pools mean is for that week, and the hero pool will only last for 1 week, and then there will be a new hero pool. There will be some heroes that will not be included in the hero pool. For example, in the first week of the hero pool, let's say Season 21 had just started, maybe Orisa, Sigma, Mei, and Moira are not in the hero pool. So players will have to think of a new strategy that doesn't involve those heroes, and that will last for 1 week, and then the hero pool will change. Again, this is competitive only. This is targeted at keeping the meta fluid or the meta from stagnating and really getting to more hero diversity. Now we know there's some challenges with this concept. This is what I would consider to be something that we would be willing to change if we don't feel like it's going correctly.
So for 1 week at a time in comp and the OWL, there will be certain heroes that are not added to the hero pool as an attempt to target the meta. So for 1 week at a time, you cannot play a hero. Jeff Kaplan said they'd be willing to work with it and work with people around it because they expect to receive a lot of criticism for it, and they already have. But, they're willing to say, hey, maybe we can shorten the time or make it longer if we need to, so either 2 weeks for this rotation or maybe like 3 days kind of thing. They're willing to work with us about that, and I really appreciate Blizzard for that. However, these bans are actually handpicked by Blizzard. It's not just a random automated system that's like, okay, just 4 random hero bans every week. Have fun with it. It's actually Blizzard looking at it and saying, okay, these 4 guys are getting picked quite a bit. Let's remove them from the meta so that way, we can actually see some differing gameplay. And I gotta like kind of appreciate it, but at the same time, it just seems too hectic and kind of unpredictable. It's a cool concept, but there are a few issues with it that a lot of people have already pointed out. One being, well, if you're a one-trick and your one-trick hero gets banned, you just can't play ranked for a week with that hero. That's kind of insane. OWL teams actually get a week in advance notice to which heroes are getting banned, so they have time to prepare for it, and they actually disable this system entirely for mid-season playoffs as well as grand finals, so that is great to hear. There's no RNG or anything stupid like that being involved in the most important event of the year. They get to play to their full potential. But for example, what about, like the rest of the season when, let's say, Chipsa wants to play his Doomfist and he can no longer play him because Doomfist is banned, and, well, as a result, Philadelphia Fusion ends up losing, and they didn't get to play to their full potential because he was missing Doomfist, but let's say the enemy team actually had all 6 of their people on their mains, so they were just kind of at a disadvantage straight up. These are things to consider. But again, maybe that's just part of the game, We talked about this yesterday. It's called adaptation, and Blizzard wants to shake up the meta. Yes, they'll just be doing it incredibly often, every week apparently. And it was honestly the perfect storm because yet another esports title updates their game right before a tournament. Call of Duty did it with the CDL, like right before CDL started. Rainbow Six did it. They've already kind of been in their season a bit. However, it was like right before a play day, and then yet again, Overwatch adding their thing. There's a few other good things that Jeff talks about in the video, so if you want to watch that, I would say go to the description and check that out because it is down there for you. Some good, interesting talking points by Jeff there in the video, and it's good to see my boy Jeff Kaplan again, so check that out. But I just want to know what you guys think about hero pools. Good thing, bad thing, awful thing, really awful thing. Give me some input, boys. I want to hear what you have to say. When I first read about it, when I first saw it, I was like, this seems like a terrible idea, but I cannot deny at this point that it does have some upsides to it, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. We'll have to see what the pros think about it and how the community actually receives it, but I don't really know how this will turn out. I don't know if it's a good thing for the game. I don't know if it's a bad thing for the game, but I know one thing for certain, and that is it will be a very interesting change. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be seeing you all very soon, so take it easy. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.